half. Adam, I think what's fascinating about this game to me is the quarterback matchup. I think on one side you got Carson Beck. Which Carson Beck are we going to see? Are we going to see? Are we going to see the Carson Beck against SMU and Louisville? Are we going to see the Carson Beck in the other games against Pitt and all that where he played good? Which Carson Beck are we going to see? He's a wild card. Marcel Reed is kind of a wild card. Are we going to get the Marcel Reed we saw in the first half against South Carolina? That was really bad. Or are we gonna see the one against Texas that wasn't all that great? Or are we gonna see the Reed in the second half of South Carolina? That to me is a really fascinating matchup is between the quarterbacks, because I do think they're both good quarterbacks. I do think they're both limited. I think Carson Beck, the one thing with him is Carson Beck has to have everything going perfect. He's got to have everything working. The O-line's got it can't be chaotic. It can't be, wide receivers and all that. Everything has to go perfect. He's not like I hate using this because it's the guy he replaced after he left. Cam Ward, he could play in chaotic situations. He could play out of structure. That's not Carson Beck. So he's going to need everything on point. And like Sean brought up right here, Kyle Field, I don't care that it's at noon, 11 Central Time. It's going to be wild. It's going to be wild atmosphere. And like Athletes Forum podcast, if you like D-line play, this game is the pretty girl at the dance. Yes, this is the pretty girl at the dance, because you got a defensive line in Miami that's like, I think they're number one in pressure rate, and then you got a top 15 in A&M's offensive line that allows pressure. They don't allow many pressures. So you got a line. If you're a line of scrimmage guy, this is your freaking game. This is your game. I'm gonna go Texas A&M. I just don't trust Mario. That's the gist of it. I don't trust Mario. It's a big game. It's a playoff game. It's a win or go home game. And you're asking your boy to trust Mario and Carson Beck? No, sir. No, sir. Give me them Aggies. I think Elko's going to get it done. I think they're going to go to the next round.
So many things make me want to pick Texas A&M. A lot of what you just said about trusting Miami, trusting Mario Cristobal. If both defensive lines can pressure the quarterback, which I think they probably can. I like Marcel Reed's ability to scramble a little bit more. But I feel like A&M got exposed a little bit towards the end of the season. And when you still really look at their schedule and look at who they played in the SEC, are they really that good? But then you look at Miami's schedule. Are they really that good? You look at strength of schedule. You got strength of schedule for Texas A&M. They were at 18 this year. And you got Miami was at 45. Strength of record, Miami at 14, A&M at 5. And the more I think about it, and this comes down to who do I trust less? And I think it's Mario and it's Beck.
Yes, that's me.
I think 112,000 or whatever it is. I don't care if it's 11 a.m. I don't care if it's 7 p.m. 112,000. That's a tough place to play.
Yeah.
And Miami hasn't experienced anything like it yet this year. Miami, I don't think, has played a team outside of maybe Notre Dame at the very beginning of the season as good as Texas A&M. And I think Elko is a better coach, and that's going to be a big difference maker. The crowd and Elko are going to be the big difference maker here.
Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie. Some of my pick may be John will know this because he's in every live on my TikTok, but we got a regular Miami fan in our TikToks that he's kind of a troll. So that might have played a factor in my pick. I might have let that sway me a little bit because I kind of dude always trolling. He's a good guy, but Bob, if for all our TikTok people that's on YouTube watching, will know the name Bob. He throws us quite often in the comments, and he gets after us. So it's all in good fun. But yeah, going the Aggies. I'm with you though. Yeah. I also another factor real quick before we get to our awards at the end of the show. Another factor is, how is Marcel's Reed ankle after Texas game? I know it's been a couple of weeks, but that was a pretty gnarly ankle injury. I know he kept playing, but he wasn't as mobile.
I didn't think about that. I completely had forgotten about that injury. That's something to think about, but I haven't seen anything about it being any sort of impact on the game. And
I haven't either.
So I'm going to guess that we don't even need to worry about it, and it's not going to sway my pick.
No, me neither. But this is an interesting factor because he did, it looked pretty bad against Texas, and he was in the second half after that injury. He was not as mobile as he can be, and I think that'll play a big factor too. I think another thing I think is also I don't have the numbers in front of me. I'll do a better job Thursday, but I know that Miami or Texas A&M, for all the talk about their third down defenses, they're elite at 3rd and 4 or more. But if you get in a 3rd and 3 and less, they're actually one of the worst in the country. So if Miami can stay ahead of the chains, that could be a big advantage then. If they can stay ahead of the chains, get them in those 3rd and 3s, 3rd and 2s, 3rd and 1s, Texas A&M is not good at stopping those 3rd and shorts. Now you get in some 3rd and 5 and 3rd and 6 and 3rd and 7 against this Aggie defense, and I said kid friendly, but your ass is toast because that 3rd down defense in that situation is really good. But yeah, all right. So to recap, me and Adam are going Ole Miss. I'm going Alabama. Adam's going Oklahoma, and we are both taking the Aggies.
Boomer.
Yeah. Roll Tide.